I am a huge advocate of Serbia. Of course, it's a beautiful country and there's lots to see. Got Petrovaradin Fortress right behind me here in Novi Sad and many iconic places to explore. However, there are some times that people find that Serbia is not the right place for them. And today I'm going to discuss two instances where we had people leave Serbia because it was not a good fit. And others that made some requests that are not actually in our control. And they decided that Serbia was not the best place to move. All right, after being in business for a number of years, we have virtually had a 100% success rate with our clients who come here and remain here. However, recently we had one of our clients who said, hey, listen, Serbia is not the place for us. And I'm going to get into this conversation in a second. And then another one, which was an individual from Australia who was looking to move here and wanted some guarantees for us to give her that we simply could not accommodate. As much as we strive to help all our clients, some things are out of our wheelhouse. And even with some of the things that we know how to operate within here in Serbia, things that I can't talk about on YouTube, that has to be directly on a client to client basis. She decided that Serbia is not a place to move, to remain in her hometown in Australia. And there's many great things about Serbia here. You have a lot of freedom, you have good people, you have a lot of history, such as Petrovaradin here. And it might take you a little bit to get into the vibe of the European lifestyle, especially if you come from the West, where it's always go, go, go. Here, it's very much a laid back lifestyle, especially here in Novi Sad. And it's one of the reasons why I chose to move to Novi Sad, is because it's a lot smaller of a city, a lot more laid back rather than Belgrade. I'm not knocking Belgrade by any chance. We have a majority of clients that we work with that do go to Belgrade, and a lot of them come to Novi Sad as well, and other places in Serbia. However, recently we had a client that said, hey, listen, I was able to finish my process here and get my wife here. And I think that this place is not the best for us now. And the reason being was to medications that they wanted to get here in Serbia that they were not able to obtain simply because they are not available here in Serbia. And unfortunately, those are one of the things that you have to come into recognition when you are moving from one country where you have a certain medication and that's readily available, and now coming to a new country where they don't have that medication whatsoever, or they may recommend that you get off of it and try something else, or that you just simply leave that medication altogether and that you just live on some exercise and a good diet, which we've had an experience with one of our clients as well. Now, addiction is something that hurts everyone around the world. I have an addiction with actually working, and it's an addiction, but I love what I do. I love the people that I work with, and the people that we meet from all around the world, and learning about their story and getting them settled into this beautiful country. However, addiction, when it comes to medical, pharmaceuticals, whatever you want to call it, is something that we can't control. Of course, if you come here with some medicine from your home country, you are able to have it here as long as it's in your name. You can use it until it runs out. But in order to get a refill, that might not be something that you're able to do simply because the doctor or the physician that you're going to go see is not going to prescribe that for you, or they simply don't have it and they have an alternative. And so if you have a sleep medication that you rely on that you've been using for years, you may want to come to visit Serbia first and go and see a couple doctors first to see if that is obtainable for you before you make that decision to stay here. And if not, if they don't have that medication, what is the substitute? Is there a alternative source? Is it a more naturopathic way? I know that some doctors here, or a majority of the older generation doctors, still like to prescribe naturopathic things. But if you are addicted to pharmaceuticals, that might not be a suitable choice for you. And of course, I come from a country like Canada, and I know from the neighbors down south in the United States, medication is prescribed almost as the first thing that doctors do. They don't look at giving you alternative resources such as exercise, healthy diet, so on and so forth. What they do is, you have a problem, here's a script. You have another problem that this drug gave you, here's another script. And the next thing you know, people in these countries are taking 5 to 10 different medications. They're paying thousands of dollars in medical bills for their prescriptions on a monthly basis, and they're doing themselves more harm than good. And it's a huge issue in Canada. I know for myself, there's a huge drug problem, not only on illegal substances, but also pharmaceuticals. And I feel that the medical industry in North America and a lot of these Western countries are just geared to give you the next new and improved drug, script, or something to numb the pain rather than actually fixing the cause of the issue. And it's more of a bandage rather than a repair. So that we have to actually acknowledge too and be true to ourselves. Now, we did have an individual who came from the United States who said that he was addicted to Adderall for a number of years due to ADHD. And when they came here, they wanted to go see a doctor, and the doctor simply said, "Hey, listen, that's a Western made up disease that doesn't exist here." Now, I'm not a physician to say yes or no to that. I'm just, giving some information. And that doctor ended up prescribing them a healthy diet and an active lifestyle, which they said that they took that recommendation and have not felt better in their life and have completely got rid of that drug in their life and are no longer addicted or need for that drug. The other situation that I had with a client from Australia, she was looking to come here. She was born in Serbia, left when she was a young girl, and lived all her life in Australia. And she got addicted to methadone there. And she was looking to move back here and understanding what processes there are. There's reapplying for your citizenship, letting us getting it through descent. If you did not have your citizenship, checking if it's active, all the things that we do for our clients. But one of her non-negotiables was, I'm not moving there if you as a company, which is I and my team here at Relocation Serbia, cannot guarantee that I will be able to get methadone. And I told her, listen, I cannot guarantee that a doctor is going to give that to you. Maybe there's something else. And I referred back to my our client who got rid off of the ADHD medication, where that he was prescribed a healthy lifestyle and a good diet. And she's like, that's out of the question. And if I can get methadone, I don't think that I'll be able to move on. And that's to each their own decision. And I understand people's perspective, especially when moving from another country and it's helped you through life. Not a medical doctor. I can't tell you if these medications help or not. I don't take any pharmaceuticals. I've never been addicted to pharmaceuticals. But if you're someone who is looking to move to Serbia and you have certain medications that you need to live a daily lifestyle, like I proposed at the beginning of this video, is that it might be best that you come and check out Serbia. Go and pay some private doctors to give you a diagnosis to see if those medications are something obtainable. Heck, even if you come and work with us, we can prescribe you some, or not prescribe you, but refer you to some doctors here in Serbia that would be able to help you out. But again, that's not a guarantee. That's not something that we are able to do. And I hope that this video does not discourage you in any way, but more of a preventative measure for you to take if Serbia is on your map and you are looking to move to this beautiful country. Because just because you can't get certain medications, you also have to come to Serbia with an open mind, because no country is perfect. Serbia is not, but it also gives you a different perspective to life.